Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. This is a video to go over Classwork Day 7 for the review for the final, Day 108. And this blank copy is found on my website. And it's got a bunch of different things, rational, irrational, Pythagorean theorem, systems, functions. So it's got a lot of different things. So, all right, here we go. Mr. Smith is buying 2 types of gift cards to give as prizes to employees at a company meeting. He will buy restaurant gift cards. Okay, so we have restaurant gift cards that cost $100 each, and he'll also be buying movie gift cards that cost $400. He has $500 in total to buy 8 gift cards. How many of each type of gift card can Mr. Smith buy? So this is actually more of a systems question, like our 5-question quiz question. But instead of doing it that way, I'm going to do a guess and check way. I think it's just going to be much easier for you. Okay, so if you notice, it is multiple choice. That's how it'll be on the quiz. And it does talk about 8 gift cards, and each one of these add to 8. So we don't have to really worry about that. All we need to worry about is that how much each specific gift card costs and how much in total he has to buy. So let's start our guess and check. So for number 1, the restaurant, don't forget, was that orange. That was that $100. And then the movie one was the pink one. That was the $40. All right, so 6 restaurant gift cards is $100 a piece. So 100 times 6 is 600. 2 movie theaters at $40 a piece. So 40 times 2 is 80. So how much in total would he have spent? 600 plus 80 is 680. Now, he said he only has 500. So is this good? That is not good. So number 1 is out. All right, so number 2, we have the restaurant, 3 of them, and 5 for the movie theater. So again, the restaurant is 100, movie theater is 40. So 100 times 3 is 300, and 5 at $40 a piece. So 40 times 5, that is 200. If I add 300 plus 200, right, the total amount for each, that's going to give me 500. So that is the answer. So again, this is a systems question done just a guess and check way, which I think is going to be a little bit easier for you, especially because it's going to be multiple choice anyway. All right, so here are your steps. You're going to multiply the amount of cards by the matching prices, and then add the values together. Okay, and I'm going to write guess and check until you get the right amount. And that's what we did. We just guessed and checked until we got the right one. All right, moving on to number 2. Which x interval, so x interval is the ones down here, is the graph linear and increasing? Okay, so linear and increasing. So remember, linear was straight line. And for our increasing, we always wanted to think of it as positive slope. So think of slope, dude, going up the hill. So that's what we're looking for. Okay, so let's first look at all the pieces and see which one is correct. So as you notice, A, B, C, and D, they're all linear. So they all satisfy that. But which one's positive? Well, A is negative, B is positive, C is your no slope and, or zero slope, excuse me. C is your zero slope, and D is your negative. So our answer is going to be this one right here. Okay, and again, notice it wants the x interval. So this is the one where you told me the beginning dot value and the end dot value. So that's going to be between 2 and 4. So between x equals 2 and x equals 4. So you've had to do questions like this for me on your functions 2 stuff. So that should be okay. So for the steps, you want to look for the x values, right? It's all about those x values, where the graph is a straight line and has a positive slope. Okay, on to number 3. Between which 2 integers does the radical 82 lie on the number line? So this is going to be all about the calculator. And again, we've done a question like this. So you're going to press second x squared. That's going to get the radical sign to appear. Put in the number 82, and let's copy that down. So radical 82 equals 9.055385138. Okay, I only really have to copy a couple, but okay. So where would you plot 9.05 on the number line? So that's going to be between. So you're always going to take this number. You're always going to take the whole number, and tell me the next number after it. So between 9 and 10. So think of this as like $9.05 or $9.06 is between $9 and $10, if that helps. So the steps, put in your calculator. And I'm going to write the steps or the calculator buttons for you. And that was second x squared. And then we hit 82 and equals. All right, so question number 3 is done. Let's move on to question number 4. All right, does the following set of ordered pairs represent a function? So we've definitely done this a bunch of times already. Remember, you're focusing on the x value. So we have 4, 5, 4, and 3. So as you heard, I said that twice, so that means no good. So not a function, because the x value of 4 repeats. So this is not a function. So again, this is all going to be multiple choice. So it's either going to ask you for the one that is or is not a function. Just remember, in order to be a function, the x values cannot repeat. So that will be our rule. So in order to be a function, the x values do not repeat. Okay. All right. Number 5. The legs of a right triangle are 15 and 8. Find the length of the hypotenuse. All right, so first time we're doing this during our review. So we have our right triangle, okay, with our right angle, and it says the legs. Remember, the legs are the hypotenuse. This is the hypotenuse. The legs are the vertical and the horizontal line segments that make up your right angle. So we have 15 meters here, and we have 8 meters here, and it wants to know the length of the hypotenuse. So for this one, we use the formula a squared plus b squared equals c squared, and we had always taught you that the most important one was c squared, and c was your hypotenuse. Okay, so this one has to be c. And then the other two, these were your legs, those were interchangeable. So it doesn't really matter which one is a and which one is b, but I'll make this A and this B. Okay, but this has to be the C. The side that's across from the right angle, the larger side, has to be your C. All right, so let's plug in. So 15 squared plus 8 squared equals C squared. 15 squared is 225. Remember, on your calculator, you just press 15, and then the squared button is right here. So it's kind of next to the 7. So 15 squared gets you 225. And then 8 squared is 64, and then you have your c squared. All right, and then 225 plus 64, you add those together, and you get 289. And remember, we don't want c squared, we want c. So we have to, even though that looks like a c squared, sorry, that's not c. That's c, not c squared. Take the square root of both sides, and then we're going to get c equals. So now we're going to do second x squared, 289, excuse me, and that is going to get us 17. So the square root of 289 is 17. So 17, and that's going to be 17 meters. Okay, so we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem. And that is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And then we're going to write and solve for the hypotenuse. And then let's say the hypotenuse must be c. The hypotenuse must be c, because that's really, really important. So, all right. Number 6, which of the following best represents the distance between, okay, -3, 2 and 4, 7 on the coordinate plane, round to the nearest 10. So this is actually also part of your part 2s that we're going to practice. And most of the part 2s, don't forget, you kind of already reviewed for the midterm. Okay, so remember, this is x and this is y. So we're going to move to the left and then up, and this one's going to be right and up. So from 0, we're going to go to the left 3. 1, 2, 3, and up 2. 1, 2. That's my first dot. And then this is to the right 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and up to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so now at this point, you want to take your ruler and you want to connect this line. You're going to learn a different way in high school how to figure out this difference, but for now, this is what we do. Okay, remember, so you're going to bring this line down, and you're going to bring this line over, and where they meet up, you're going to put another dot. And then it's going to be exactly what we did up there, okay, because you have your right triangle. You want to figure out this distance right here, and that's going to be your C, your hypotenuse. And then you have your 2 legs here and here. So it's going to be your A and your B. All right, so the only difference is I didn't tell you what the measure of this side was. So if you remember, you had to count from here to here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is length 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is 7. So you're not allowed to count diagonal. You can only count horizontal and vertical. All right, so here we go. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So my A was 5. So 5 squared plus 7 squared. 5 squared is 25. 7 squared is 49. Okay, 49 plus 25 is 74. And we don't want C squared. We want plain old C. So again, second x squared, 74. And you are going to get a decimal because it does say nearest tenth. Okay, so nearest tenth is one number. So look for the 100. What does the 0 do to the 6? It does not round it up. So C equals 8.6. So it's going to be 8.6 units. And on the part 2s, don't forget that they then ask you which 2 numbers that's in between, and you would tell me 8 and 9. All right, so for steps for this one, so plot the points. And create a right triangle. Okay, that's important. It's going to be a right triangle. And then we're going to use A squared plus B squared equals C squared to solve for the hypotenuse. Okay, so that one is done. Okay, rational. So remember, fractions are our friends. You know that. You know the poster that's in my classroom. I say it all the time. Fractions are our friends. So I'm going to go over the definition first for rational. Okay, you guys know this poster in my room. It also says all the definitions. So it's going to be any whole number, any fraction, any repeating or terminating decimals. And then it's going to be the square root of perfect squares. Anything, any one of those is going to be a rational number, okay, which is a nice number. But remember, I always say fractions are your friends, right? Fractions are our friends. So if you notice, this one has the fraction, so all you're going to have to do is pick the fraction. Fractions are our friends. All right, so we have one more for this day, and it's going to be the opposite now. Now it's going to be the irrational. So you're looking for all the things that are not what I just said on the previous page. So let's go definition first. So non-terminating and non-repeating. Okay, I want to point out one thing. It's repeating or terminating. Okay, a number can't be repeating and terminating at the same exact time. So this one is or, but this one is and. Okay, it's non-terminating and non-repeating. Decimals. Our most famous irrational number, that is pi. And numbers that cannot be written as a fraction. So again, everything opposite I just told you from number 7. And then the square root of non-perfect squares. Okay, so for the other one, you're looking for fractions. Fractions are our friends. For the irrational, you're going to kind of go through each one of them until you get this, non-terminating, non-repeating. So for the first one, I do the square root of 25. The square root of 25 is a whole number. That's a nice thing. That's a rational number. So that's not going to help me out. Number 2, square root of 80. Oh, there you go. Non-terminating, non-repeating. So this really means dot, 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 dot. It keeps going. So it is 2. And obviously you could recognize that because that is a non-perfect square. This one is repeating, by the way, and that is your integer, which is good because this is going to be whole numbers and integers. I'll just add on that so you know that it's whole numbers and integers. Okay, so that's it for day 7. So go ahead and stop the video. You try the next couple and then come back and see how you did. Again, you can use the notes from the first 8 to help you out. All right, so let's see how you did from 10 and on. So this was our guess and check question. So the restaurant gift cards are 75. Then you have your movie theater ones are 25. And your total is $550. Again, it says 12 gift cards, but these numbers are always going to add to 12, so don't even worry about that. All right, so we're just going to start doing guess and check. So the first one is 5 restaurant gift cards. Those were $75 a piece. And 7 movie theater were $25 a piece. Okay, so let's do our guess and check. So 75 times 5. 75 times 5 is $375. And then 25 times 7, 25 times 7 is 175. Okay, so let's see. 375 and 175 is, oh, 550. Yay. So we got it right in the first try. All right, so if you chose 1, you got it correct. Nice job. Okay, for number 11, x interval. So you're looking for these numbers right here. Okay, and you want linear and increasing. So again, linear was straight line. And increasing was positive slope. Okay, so all of it's straight lines, so we're good to go there. Positive slope is here and here. So this one happens to have 2 answers. When you do your quiz and stuff like that, it won't. So it's between here and here. So -6 to 3. And here's your starting and here's your ending, 3 and 4. So just list 4. Both of them, excuse me. So between x equals -6 and x equals -3. And between x equals 3 and x equals 4. So for now, write both of those answers. But again, on your quiz and your final, it would only just show up one answer. Okay, between what 2 whole numbers? So square root of 40 is 6.3245, blah, blah, blah. So if you said between, remember, pick this number and the next one, the next consecutive, 6 and 7, you got it correct. All right, last page. Let's see how you did on that last page. All right, so the last page is just, and I'm glad this is multiple choice too, because you can see more how it's going to be. Which of the following set of order pairs is a function? So again, you're looking for non-repeating x values. So 1, -2, no, that's no good because the -2s. 5, 3, 1, no, that's no good because the -1s. All right, so it has to be 6. C, excuse me. So -6, -3, 0, -F, that's good to go. So it is choice C, because the x values do not repeat. All right, 14. We got that right triangle again. Okay, again, you're going to notice that all these questions are exactly like the ones I just taught you. Okay, so that you can use those as a guide to help you out. Okay, so you have your 2 legs, and we're going to have our hypotenuse, which is what we're solving for. All right, so the legs are 5 meters and 12 meters, and you want to solve for hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is always c, and these a and b are interchangeable. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. 5 squared plus 12 squared equals c squared. 25 plus 144 is c squared. 169 is c squared. Take the square roots. Okay, so second, x squared, 169 is 13. So if you got 13 meters, you got it correct. Okay. All right, hopefully you guys are doing okay. All right, next one. Again, same thing as the one I taught you before. So if you're not sure, you should have went back and you should have checked it out. So x, y, x, y. So -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and -2. That's my first dot. And then -2, and then up 3 is my second dot. All right, you want to go ahead and create your right triangle so we can use the Pythagorean theorem. So you have your 2 legs, you have your hypotenuse, and let's see how you did. So you should have counted the boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5, and 3. This is my C, and then A and B, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so let's see if you got the right answer. Be careful with the counting of the boxes too. So 5 squared plus 3 squared equals c squared. 25 plus 9 equals c squared. 34 equals c squared. Okay, let's see. Second, x squared, 34. Want nearest tenth. So what is that 3 due to that 8? It's 5 or less, so we're going to let it rest. Okay, so this should be 5.8 units. All right, and we got 2 more. We have a rational and we have an irrational. Remember, fractions are our friends. Rational, we're looking for good things. Fractions are our friends. And then irrational, you're looking for the one that gives you a non-repeating, there we go. Non-terminating, non-repeating, that should be radical 7. So this one was fraction, and this one was because it was non-terminating and non-repeating. All right, so that is day 7. So it's actually all of the part 1s that I have to review with you. So we are done with part 1s. So please make sure that you do your homework, day 108, and post it in Google Classroom to get credit for it. And then next week, I'm going to do one day a review and review all the days. And then the next day, you'll get your part 1 kind of practice final kind of thing. So all multiple choice. So if you have any questions at all, please reach out. But don't forget to post your homework on Google Classroom. All right, have a great day.